Can a computer actually be creative, or is it just really good at copying what we do? Lately, it feels like every week there's some new story about AI making art, writing songs, or even coming up with scientific ideas. Some people are saying machines are getting close to real creativity, but honestly, how close are we? Or are we just getting fooled by some clever tricks? Let's break down what AI creativity even means. When people talk about it, they usually mean stuff like a computer making a painting, writing a poem, composing music, or even inventing something new in science. It's not just about following instructions, it's about coming up with something original, something that didn't exist before. But is that what's really happening? Or is AI just remixing things it's already seen, like a DJ who only plays other people's songs? So, the big question is AI just imitating us, or can it actually come up with new ideas the way humans do? That's what we're going to dig into today. I'll show you what AI can do right now, where it falls short, and what the latest research says about whether machines can ever be truly creative. And I promise, I'll keep it real. No tech jargon, no boring lectures, just the stuff that actually matters. Let's start with what's actually happening out there. If you've been on the internet lately, you've probably seen some wild stuff made by AI, like you type in a dog surfing on a pizza in space, and somehow you get a picture that looks like it belongs in a museum, or maybe a really weird dream. That's thanks to tools like dall-e 3 and Midjourney. These programs can make images that look super realistic, or totally out there, or even in the style of famous artists. Sometimes the results are so good, you'd never guess a computer made them. Music is another area where AI is starting to show off. There's OpenAI's MuseNet and Google's Music LM. These things can make music in almost any style you want. You can ask for a jazz song that sounds like it was written by a robot, or a pop song with a bit of country mixed in, and it'll just spit it out. Sometimes the songs are catchy, sometimes they're a little weird, but they're always interesting. And yeah, the lyrics can be a bit random, but honestly, I've heard worse on the radio. Writing is where things get really interesting. Tools like GPT-4 and Claude can write stories, poems, even computer code. People have used these AIs to write entire novels, movie scripts, and even help with homework. Some of the stuff they come up with is actually pretty good. There are news articles and blog posts out there that were written by AI, and most people can't even tell. It's kind of wild to think about. But it's not just about art and music. AI is also being used in science and invention. For example, researchers are using AI to design new drugs and materials. There's even an AI that helped design a new kind of battery. These aren't just random ideas, they're things that could actually change the world. But let's be real for a second. AI has some big limits when it comes to creativity. First off, it doesn't really get what it's making. It doesn't feel inspired. It doesn't have a vision. It's not sitting there thinking, wow, I really want to make something beautiful today. It's just predicting what should come next based on patterns it's seen before. If you ask it to make something totally new, something it's never seen, it usually just gets confused or spits out something that doesn't make sense. And AI doesn't decide to create on its own. It only makes things when someone gives it a prompt. So, while AI can do some amazing things, it's still missing that spark that makes human creativity so special. It's like having a super talented parrot. It can repeat what it's heard, maybe even mix things up a bit, but it's not going to write you a love song out of nowhere. So, how does AI actually learn to be creative? Most of the magic happens inside something called a neural network. If you've never heard of that, just picture a giant web of tiny switches, all working together to figure out patterns in data. When you show it thousands of pictures, songs, or stories, it starts to notice what makes each one unique. Over time, it gets really good at guessing what should come next, or how to mix things up in a way that looks or sounds new. There's also something called a diffusion model, which is a fancy way of saying the AI starts with a bunch of random noise and slowly turns it into something meaningful, like a picture or a song. It's kind of like sculpting a statue out of a block of marble, But instead of a hammer and chisel, the AI uses math and data. But AI doesn't learn all by itself. Humans play a big role, especially when it comes to making the results better. There's a process called reinforcement learning from human feedback. Basically, people look at what the AI makes and say, "This is good," or "This is bad." The AI uses that feedback to get better over time. It's like training a dog, but instead of teaching it to sit, you're teaching it to write poetry or paint a picture. Now let's talk about some of the latest breakthroughs. One big thing is self-improving AI systems. Google's AutoML, for example, is an AI that can actually help design better versions of itself. It's like a robot that can build smarter robots. Then there's AlphaFold, which uses AI to predict how proteins fold, a problem that stumped scientists for decades. These aren't just party tricks, they're real advances that could change medicine and science. Another cool area is multimodal AI. This means the AI can work with more than one type of data at the same time, like text, images, and sound. So you could ask it to make a video with music and subtitles, all based on a single prompt. This makes the AI's creativity feel a lot more human because we use all our senses when we create. There's also research into AI that mimics human brainstorming. OpenAI has been working on something called process supervision, where the AI doesn't just spit out an answer, but actually explains its thinking step by step. This makes it easier for humans to work with the AI and come up with even better ideas together. So, what's next for AI and creativity? Some experts think that AI will eventually surpass human creativity, at least in some areas. They point to the rapid progress in things like art, music, and science, and say it's only a matter of time before AI comes up with ideas that humans never could. But most people think the best results will come from humans and AI working together. When you combine human imagination with AI's ability to process huge amounts of data, you get something really powerful. It's like having a superpower. Artists can use AI to try out new styles, scientists can use it to test new theories, and anyone can use it to make their ideas bigger and better. Of course, there are risks. Deepfakes, fake videos, and images made by AI are already causing problems. There's also the worry that AI could take over creative jobs, leaving artists and musicians out of work. And some people worry that if we rely too much on AI, we might lose what makes human creativity special. But there's also a lot of hope. AI could help more people become creative, even if they don't have traditional skills. It could make art, music, and writing more accessible to everyone. And it could help us solve problems that are too big for any one person to handle. So, here's where we're at. AI is getting scarily good at mimicking creativity, but true innovation might still need a human touch. Machines can make amazing things, but they don't have feelings, dreams, or a reason to create, at least not yet. What do you think? Will AI ever be truly creative? Or is it just a tool for humans to use? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you found this topic fascinating, check out my other videos and subscribe for more deep dives on AI.